Today, we're breaking down 3 IBJJF matches of MMA legend Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson. Johnson also has a unique BJJ style that's made him a standout on the mats. Let's dive right in. Mighty Mouse starts with a single leg takedown that catches his opponent by surprise. Let's watch that again in slow motion. He has a same side collar grip and a sleeve grip. He sets this up by simultaneously stepping back and pulling on the collar. And once his opponent steps forward, he suddenly shoots forward for a low single leg takedown. Mighty Mouse fails to finish the single leg, giving the opponent the opportunity to stand up. The opponent attempts a sume gishi. Mighty Mouse counters by going to his knees, keeping his balance and hips heavy. Having a good base on a kneeling position is a common trait of athletes with good wrestling background. I emphasize the single leg takedown sequence and this heavy base kneeling position, as these will be Mighty Mouse's key to victory in all 3 matches. This heavy base keeps Mighty Mouse's opponent from getting under his hips. His opponent switches to closed guard. As soon as his opponent opens his guard, Mighty Mouse stiff arms him under his armpit and stands up. At this point, Mighty Mouse on his feet has a very good base, and his opponent with his U-shaped posture has no control or leverage. This makes it easy for Mighty Mouse to spin him to pass his guard, as we'll see in the next clip. Let's watch this beautiful sequence again in real time. Opens the guard by standing up and seamlessly uses the X-pass. Textbook side control with chest on chest pressure. Underhook with shoulder pressure on the jaw, making opponent face the opposite way. Mighty Mouse sets up an armbar with a textbook sequence. He puts a knee on the belly, making it very uncomfortable for his opponent. Do you see his left foot off the mat? This means that his weight is on his knees and onto his opponent. That pressure is what causes his opponent to keep trying to escape and eventually exposing his arm. And that's a wrap for match 1. Quick reminder, if you're enjoying this breakdown and want to see more detailed match analyses like this, make sure to give the video a like, subscribe to stay updated with all our latest content, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future breakdowns. And now for match 2. Right from the start, we can see that the strategy of Mighty Mouse's opponent is to play bottom position. We can see that at the first grip he will quickly pull guard. Mighty Mouse will exploit this by timing a single leg takedown. Remember how he sets it up? Here it is again. He gets the same grips, then steps back and pulls. As soon as the opponent follows, he lunges for a single leg. This time, Mighty Mouse's opponent makes it hard to score the takedown. He defends by controlling Mighty Mouse's collar and pointing his knee down to the mat. As Mighty Mouse continues, his opponent grabs Mighty Mouse's elbow and pulls it, freeing his leg. That was very good defense displayed by Mighty Mouse's opponent. Now that the scramble ended, Mighty Mouse's opponent will pull closed guard. Take note of the difference between the way the first opponent and second opponent pulled guard. The first opponent's knee was pointed up, keeping him from pulling it out of Mighty Mouse's hold. The second opponent was able to point his knee down, allowing him to extract it. This allowed the second opponent to bend his knee, achieve proper posture, balance and break Mighty Mouse's hold. As a result, the second opponent was able to pull guard on his own term, landing in a good position to attack Mighty Mouse in his closed guard. Here again we see Mighty Mouse's heavy base and posture to prevent the opponent from off-balancing him. They're both doing a good job in grip fighting. The opponent bringing his hand as far back as his head, setting up Mighty Mouse. If he extends his arm, warning, this next move is not for everyone. Mighty Mouse is an elite level athlete, and it shows with the next move he's about to do. He deadlifts his opponent, carrying his full weight. He actually has good deadlift technique. He uses his own weight as counterbalance to lift his opponent, while the opponent is intentionally extending himself to make it heavy for Mighty Mouse. While this can work especially if you are strong, I highly recommend for beginners to learn different ways to open the guard to avoid risking an injury. At this position, Mighty Mouse's strategy is to wear out his opponent's leg and push it down, so it eventually opens. And as the saying goes, it's only awkward if you make eye contact, so avoid it. The opponent does a good job in lowering himself. Mighty Mouse tries to open the guard by pushing his opponent's leg down, but his opponent tries to underhook Mighty Mouse's left ankle for a sweep, which Mighty Mouse prevents by going back to his strong kneeling base position. The next few minutes of the match is spent with a lot of grip fighting from both ends, with Mighty Mouse trying to keep the opponent flat on his back so he can initiate opening his guard, and his opponent trying to break his posture. The opponent initiates the attack by opening his guard. He enters into a K-guard, but Mighty Mouse recognizes it and creates distance. Remember Mighty Mouse's X-pass earlier? He's positioned to initiate the X-pass again, but his opponent is preventing him with his shallow lasso and K-guard leg. Let's try to observe the dynamics, and you might be able to add this to your arsenal the next time you play open guard. The right leg manages the distance. The left leg keeps Mighty Mouse inside, preventing his pass. The left leg and left arm threatens to enter a leg entanglement, while the right leg transition from lasso to Z-guard position is threatening a triangle. Mighty Mouse escapes the triangle by posturing up and creating space between him and his opponent. See this space? This is what allowed Mighty Mouse to keep his forearm inside and prevented the triangle. That was close. His opponent has a very crafty guard. The grip on the right sleeve and right pant leg controls the distance. This allows the opponent to threaten going underneath. While Mighty Mouse tries to step back, the sleeve grip prevents him from passing, while the left leg threatens an omoplata. Again, what makes Mighty Mouse's defense so good? It's his solid and stable base, coming from a wrestling and MMA background, and his control of the right leg eliminating the threat of a triangle. Bam! He pulls the sleeve control, and gets the crossface. And just like that he breaks from the defensive cycle and starts to attack. The opponent recovers guard, but Mighty Mouse's defense prevails. And that's a wrap for match 2. Before we jump in, just a quick reminder. If you're enjoying the content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It's totally free and really helps us bring you even more quality BJJ content. Now for match 3. This one's gonna be wild. Mighty Mouse takes top position. Intense grip fighting as Mighty Mouse in control of his opponent's lapel, so he can pass to the right. His opponent switches to closed guard so he can prevent a pass as Mighty Mouse was able to control his collar. As soon as Mighty Mouse feels the guard open, he stands up to pass. His opponent is quick to switch to a spider lasso. His opponent is trying to off-balance him to the right and Mighty Mouse counters by pulling his weight back, creating a slack, making it difficult for his opponent to off-balance him. Proper posture, low heavy base, and distance management has been the key so far to Mighty Mouse's success. The opponent is now setting up an omoplata with his deep lasso. He lets go of the lasso and moves his hip under Mighty Mouse's shoulder to get a good bite with the omoplata. Mighty Mouse tries to counter by backstepping and hoping to get across the opponent and land in a side control, but the opponent's left hand is preventing him from doing so. Textbook sweep from the omoplata coming up. Mighty Mouse counters by trying the matrix back, but the opponent is quick to face him, and Mighty Mouse abandons the matrix and gets up. How many of you have seen this wrestling maneuver? This works well for Nogi, but for Gi, slipping out might be more difficult. The opponent catches Mighty Mouse in crab ride before he gets away. Mighty Mouse tries to turn to his opponent, but his opponent catches his right leg, trying to get up and end in a leg drag position. Mighty Mouse hip switches and got out of his opponent's hook, ending in his closed guard. He quickly stands up to lift his opponent and open his guard, and tries to shake his opponent to open his guard, but just ends back in his closed guard. Mighty Mouse's opponent gets ready to sweep him by grabbing his pants. He anticipates this by cartwheeling on this elbow, gets up quickly, and steps on his opponent's calf to limit his movement. He then switches to a knee cut position, but the opponent's knee shield prevents him from passing, and it allows the opponent to off-balance Mighty Mouse to the other side. The opponent goes for a matrix, throwing his leg behind Mighty Mouse's knee to get the back. He drops his butt to the mat, closing any space that can be used to get his back. This leg prevents Mighty Mouse from turning into his opponent. Mighty Mouse was able to frame his hand, extracting his knee past his opponent's knee line. This allows him to face his opponent and get a strong passing position, like this body lock half guard position. Mighty Mouse tries to push the knee down to pass, but his opponent followed with his hips, his right hand framing on Mighty Mouse's left wrist, preventing a crossface and setting up a triangle. Mighty Mouse frames with his forearm, countering the triangle. This also allows him to pull out his right arm from a sneaky omoplata. He then drops his hips to secure a side control. but his opponent is persistent with his frames, making it difficult for Mighty Mouse to secure a position. The opponent tries a classic butterfly sweep. Mighty Mouse counters with a tripod position. This sweep can achieve more success if the opponent will continue to follow through, giving him space to create more elevation. Mighty Mouse consistently utilizes that upright heavy base posture again to counter. This collar grip is crucial as it manages the distance, blocks any pass, and can redirect. Mighty Mouse stiff arms the far leg, preventing it from recovering guard. Collar grip blocks Mighty Mouse from passing. It also redirects him, allowing for a scramble to happen, which is Mighty Mouse's expertise due to his wrestling and MMA training. As the opponent spins, they lock into a 50-50 position. Hats off to Mighty Mouse's opponent for holding his ground. So what can we learn from Mighty Mouse's all three matches? 1. You can punish your opponent's guard by utilizing a heavy upright posture. 2. Use wrestling transitions to stay on top position. 3. Frustrate sweep attempts by knowing when and where to be heavy. And that's a wrap on today's breakdown. If you enjoyed this analysis, be sure to like the video, subscribe for more match breakdowns, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an upload.